I decided to, instead of maybe talking to you completely about the flipped classroom face-to-face, I'd kind of do the lesson flipped myself, to where I would talk about the video slides and how I've done it, how I've implemented it in class, and then let you guys ask me questions while I'm there at the in-service today. So we are talking about flipped classroom and talking about what that works and how that works and how to do that, and I'll kind of go through the mechanics today. Hopefully you can get some ideas, some screenshots about how to do it, some general instructions, what it is, how to use it, and how it might impact in your classroom. Maybe a little different how Ms. Rowlett's using it, but how I've kind of tinkered with it in my Chemistry 2 course. So in terms of the flipped classroom, what is it? Well, flipped classroom is the teacher does the instructing of the video, a podcast, a book, website, whatever. They do the lesson at home, and when they get to school, they're essentially doing homework, doing applications, doing activities, deeper learning activities or experiences instead of the lecture. In a traditional setting, the teacher does the teaching, students take notes, they follow guided instruction, teacher gives them homework, students take the homework at home. The interesting thing about this is oftentimes kids get home and they don't know how to do the work, so they have questions, and you spend the next day essentially maybe reteaching or going over parts of the lesson that they couldn't ask you about that night because you weren't there with them. The formal definition for flipped classrooms, it's really complex, and this is from the Flipped Classroom website, flippedlearning.org. It's really wordy, but it really comes down to a dynamic and interactive way to give kids the content to look at it outside of the school setting, and then as the teacher, you develop your time developing learning activities, homework assignments, experiences, whatever they may be, to get deeper into the subject matter. How did it start? Well, I read about this in a book called Flip Your Classroom, Reach Every Student, Every Class, Every Day, by two chemistry teachers, Jonathan Bergman and Aaron Sams, and they were high school teachers in Colorado. And they got tired of the constant teach, lecture, homework, quiz, test, lab in their chemistry classes. And they thought kids really weren't getting a deep understanding, so they thought they were covering everything really shallow and not getting a whole lot of depth. So they started recording video lectures of themselves, then the kids would watch them for homework, and then ask them questions, and then do other in-depth activities as a part of their regular classroom day. So I read the book over the summer, The Flipped Classroom, Reach Every Kid Every Day, and I decided to start with the Chemistry 2 course this summer, which was brand new, because there's a lot of bright kids in there, and there would be some reviewing that would go with it. I used captured screen technology using PowerPoint and InterWrite software that we already have on our machines. If you use the CPS clicker system, that's the same software, e-instruction, where there's a screen capture ability using any sort of PowerPoint like I'm using right now. A tech requested a microphone and a webcam. I've used both. I've got a headset on right now with a microphone on. It's recording my voice. I've also set up a webcam in my room and recorded it. You could use your iPad, you could use whatever to try to capture the video. I started my own YouTube channel and linked my assignments on my homepage to the YouTube link. So I have a YouTube channel. And that's how I shared the videos out. You share them through Google Drive, you can share them through your web page, however you wanted to do it. I just chose to use Google because of the uploading capability. So how do you make the videos? Well, the first thing is you need to get InterWrite installed on your computer from e-instruction. If you click on the arrow that you see here on the bottom of your toolbar, when you click on that up arrow, you see all these different icons that come up. And the e-instruction icon has the E on top of it and this multicolored panel beside it. When you click on that, that's going to give you the options to start recording your screen. Once you click on it, there's a menu that comes up that says workspace, curtain, all sorts of different things. I use the record and playback button. Once I click that off of the menu, that's going to allow me to record and playback my video. Once I click that, I get and you maybe saw this at the beginning of the video, you get a dialog box that says recorder. And there is a button that is a record button that has the orange inside of it. Once I click that, that tells the computer I'm going to record whatever is on my screen to be able to save in a video format or an AVI format. And as soon as you click it, you can see how it panels it and puts it in front. So it says you want a part of your screen or the whole screen. I usually always click on the whole screen to try to record it, because if I'm going to be on the computer doing anything, I want to draw, say I want to use PowerPoint, I want to use a pen, and I want to write something on it, I can do that, and it can record it. You can use any number of writing tools like your Mobi. You could write with it if you had a Mobi that you used. It would just record everything that's on the screen. Once you get done with the presentation, and I'll do that today when I get finished, there is a stop recording button, and it's going to be a square, and it's right to the right. When you click that, that's going to tell the computer I'm done recording any sort of presentation, and I'm finished with my lesson. And as soon as you click it, you're going to get a dialog box, and it goes into a predetermined folder that you decide to set up. Chris helped me set up a user recordings file. You can set up however you want to on your drive to record it, and it will say AVI file. AVI file is automatically saved to that format, so you can see it. It'll be able to be played back on YouTube or Windows Media or whatever you needed to play it back on, and then you can name it whatever you would want. You can't see it very well, but here on the bottom it also has a keyboard that pops up that you can type in as well. I just use my regular keyboard to do it. Once I click that, it is saved into that user recordings file. So my typical flip lesson is I would upload this to YouTube. On our computers, we have a YouTube available to each of our lessons. And if you go to your drive and you click on it, when it comes up to your spot and you click on your apps, there is a YouTube app that pops up in the toolbar. You click on the YouTube app, and what happens is it comes up with your videos, and it has my name in the upper right-hand corner, and it has an upload video. So I can click upload, and then once I click upload, it will say select my files to drag and drop. I want to share it as public, that way kids can watch it at wherever they're at. You can filter it in. If you wanted more privacy, you could do Google Docs if you wanted to, and Google Video to do it. I could select files to upload that way from here and load them up. Notice it comes up to my drives that I've been in. It will come up to my recordings. I can click whatever video that I want to do, and that's just coming from my drive. Typically I have it saved on my desktop so I can find it easier. I have it saved on mine in the drop-down dialog. I've got videos down here, and I have it on my desktop so I can find it. And then here's all my videos that I've done. I've used it for football, I've used it for chemistry, I've used it for any number of things. And then once I upload it to YouTube, I select the video. Say I wanted to upload my Cornell note-taking video system. And then what it will do is YouTube will upload it and provide me a link whenever I get finished. That's how I've uploaded the videos. So as I'm doing my flipped classroom, that's the process, and then I would just share that link with my kids. So I'd share the YouTube link out, and I do it in WSM, and I would type in my WSM lesson plan, and I would hit the link button, and I would post it on my website, and kids could click on the link and see the video. Once they would watch the video, I would do a brief wrap-up or mini-lesson, hit the most important topics, and I would say, are there any questions? And then I had them organized into predetermined small groups. I'd have them work on homework. I could work with groups on individual problems that they had while not holding other groups back. Pitfalls. What if they don't watch the video? That's an issue. You got to watch the video to get the lesson. Is working on homework enough? Probably not. I resorted to working on homework most of the time. The Flipped Classroom book says you should be looking for deeper experiential activities for kids to do. They said it was actually harder to teach doing the flipped lessons because they had to get out of their old way of lecturing and homework, and they had to find other activities to do within their 50-minute class period. What if the video is too long? Flipped Classroom book says if it's over 12 minutes, it's too long. Well, some of mine were 15, 18. What do you got to do to condense it? I can't ask questions to the video. Kids were like, well, I didn't understand that, and I had to wait till the next day. Maybe the biggest question, do I have to read the book if I watch the video? I'm big about reading and taking notes. Do I have to really read the book if I watch it? Well, that's probably up for debate. So what I ended up doing is I ended up using it more for review material that the kids already knew. I did start giving quizzes over the videos, and I didn't use this for everything after a while. I did early on. I used every lesson was flipped. I started mixing it though with traditional reading notes, lecture packets, and labs. This is not a magic bullet to do less work. It actually requires a lot more work. It is a way to vary instructional technique. It requires intense preparation to make it really good. So as you're looking at my screen right now, I just finished with the presentation, and I clicked on the inner right icon, and now I've got the video to stop recording. So after I click this button, that will end the recording, and then we'll go to that process of saving. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I can show you how to do it. Chris was really helpful and helped me get started, and the kids enjoyed it. And the YouTube videos went really well. So if you have questions, let me know.